What's going on, people? What is going on, man? Now y'all are now tuning in to the Heavy Hitters ATL. Let's get it. Oh, hey man, I ain't heard that in a while, man. That thing kind of get you a little amped up right there. Oh. Hey. What's going on, people? What is going on, man? It is Wednesday night, as you already know. My bad, y'all. I smacked the phone with my hands by accident. I am your host, 6-Man K Styles, and for some reason my camera wants to be out of focus for a second. Hold on. What up? As you know, my stage left. As you already know, this is the minister. Calm before the storm. Mr. Chew. Talk. Sports. And while we're... Wait a minute. Hold on. Who's that in the background? Wait a minute. Something's off right now. I don't know what's off right now. What we got going on? Jew, do you feel like something is missing?
Yeah.
There you go. Now to the stage left. It is the Mad Scientist, aka Execute Order 66. Bad, right, sports, and the Heavy Hitters is home on a Wednesday night. Hey. Yes, sir. As you already know, man, how we always keep these shows off. We gotta kick them with that what? The special 3-letter words that we not 3 letters. That's 3 words. Roll call. Now, as y'all already know, the roll call. We have to kick the roll calls off. The members get the first shots out. And let's go ahead and see who we got in here in this chat. We got Mr. Andrew G kicking us off. Appreciate you, homie, for tuning in. We got Jerry Bowie. We got Eric Mack. We got Codrick Davis. B. Holman. And I think that's it for the members right now. So now, let's go ahead and get into the rest of the family. As you already know, we got Big A in the building. We got Joseph Thornton, Old Chicken Paula, Jammers 58. We got the Therapist ATL. We got the ATM in the building. Been a little while since we've seen the name, but you already know who that is. Anything will be held against you in the court of the ATM. Careful what to say. We got Logan Reeves. We got Daniel Berry Sports Highlight. Hey, we got Keyshawn Black. He said he recently had a birthday, so everybody give a belated happy birthday to your boy Keyshawn Black. Say he turned 17. Lord have mercy.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, my brother. I know it's kind of belated, but like you said, hey, we ain't singing no happy birthdays around here because as we already know, can't sing worth a shit. And I can't be singing no serenading happy birthday around these two. You get roasted at the yin yang. But we got Lowski in the building. We got Sonya Howe. We got Nathan Floyd. We got Ryan Peoples. I think I said Michael Walker. Sherman Wood. Elite One Holiday. Matt Town Dirty. Javarius Clark. Oh my God. Pat Norris. Xavier Lippman. Reginald Banks. Smooth C. 78. ATL Leo. Game Bread Monk. Raw, Jay Diaz. Hey, shouts out to 420 to Smoke. Ghost Peppers. YMOF Jamal. All right. As continue to say, DJ. There you go. Now, hey, what you got? It sounds like you got something on your mind. Something on your mind. My brothers, how y'all want to kick this thing off tonight? I know how we're going to kick this off. As we already know, the NFL draft is a week away. As we know as Falcon fans, we don't know what the hell's going on. We don't know where the hell they gonna go. We don't know if they're gonna go this way. We don't know if they're gonna go this way. We don't know if they're gonna be looking here this way or looking to that way. But June, I want you to kick us off with this, if you don't mind. I want you to go ahead and bless us with the knowledge on how do you feel about the mystery box that is leading up to this NFL draft. And also, hey, dope ass hat, by the way. As y'all already know, that's the Falcons draft hat. K-Style, me, I can't wear hats because they don't have none in my size. So I've been disqualified from hats since I was about 10 years old. So yeah, it don't work for me. So go ahead, Jude, man.
Yeah. This is gonna be tough. Like you said, we don't know. The last couple of years, I'm like, yeah, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. But this year, this is the first season that I'm like a draft season. I'm like, with this new regime, I really don't know where we're gonna go. You guys know what I always say, the trenches. Y'all know that I always say the trenches. You guys know that I've been the Lucas Van Ness, Tyree Wilson. But to be completely honest with you guys, I really don't know. They're not showing their hand this year. Like, they're doing a good job of kind of, if you would, not showing your hand. Like when you're playing cards, you don't want them to know what you got in your hand. That's kind of how the Falcons have been playing it. I mean, Terry Fontenot basically have brought in, so many needs for this team already that it's kind of like it's no obvious position. Like, okay, coming into the offseason, we knew the defensive line was a weakness. But, I mean, Calais Campbell, Bud Dupree, Caden Ellis, like bringing back Lorenzo Carter, we kind of have feel, you still got AK, you still got D'Angelo Malone. So if I'm the GM, I'm still going defensive line. I still think they'll go defensive line, even though they're kind of putting up the smoke and mirrors type deal. Unless a team blows us away with like the trade up and we try to trade back. That's the only way I see the Falcons trading back, is if somehow, some way the quarterbacks go early and there's a team that's desperate, like the Tennessee Titans or one of those teams that really want a quarterback. that's the only way I see the Falcons trading back. But I would sit at 8 because I think it's a lot of guys as far as on the defensive side of the ball that's going to eventually fall to us. And I think it'll be a Jalen Carter, a Tyree Wilson, one of those top defensive guys that we really want at that edge position that we'll probably be able to get at 8. So if I'm the Falcons, the only way I move back is if somebody blow me away. But I've been seeing a lot of interesting stuff just on YouTube and just, as we get closer to the draft, everybody thinks that they're a draft expert. I've been hearing a lot of offensive line, which is really intriguing to me as far as like a Paris, I forget the kid's name. Is it Paris Johnson? Who was the kid out of
Johnson Jr.?
Yeah. So he's a guy that I'm really interested. Peter Skoronsky, he's a guy that's very interesting. And if you bring in one of those guys to play that left guard, you pretty much solidify your line for a pretty long time because you just re-signed, the right side of your line. You still got Dahlman, who's under the rookie contract. You still got Matthews under contract. So you go in and bring in a guy in the first round. You got him for the next 4 to 5 years. So, I really feel like right now the Falcons can't go wrong. Whatever they pick, they can't go wrong because we did so well in, as far as the free agency that we really don't have any gaping holes. I keep saying that the defensive line is the most important because we know we got guys on 1-year deals. Like, I don't know how long Calais Campbell's going to continue to play. I don't know if Bud Dupree if he's going to stay healthy. So I feel like you always got to continue to build the trenches because even though we are loaded right now, you still don't really have guys you got to always be looking towards the future. I'll say it like that, and I'll just leave it at that. But you always got to continue to build for the future. So if I'm the Falcons, I'm sticking with the defensive line. I'm taking one of those top guys on the defensive line and then try to continue to build in that defensive line because the guys that we have, some of those guys are long in the tooth at this point. So you still got to keep building those trenches because we know even a guy like Grady Jarrett, he's not going to play forever. Like, yeah, Grady is playing well, but you want to bring somebody in that he can also mentor. You want to bring in guys on the edge that continue to get mentored by the Calais Campbells while you have them. So I'll say go with the defensive line. You can't go wrong in the trenches. And it's hard to be honest, it's hard to miss with the coaching staff that we have and with the guys that we have on this defensive line now between Calais Campbell and Grady Jarrett, you'll be learning from the best, both coaching wise with Ryan Nielsen and then both with Grady Jarrett and Calais Campbell. You're learning from two of the best defensive linemen in the game. So that's what my mind is. You guys know my mind is always on the trenches, no matter what.
Man, and give a shout out to Jamal Grant for the $5 chat. He said 2 names I'm predicting we draft: Nolan Smith and Zach Charbonnet. Finally, we get another damn running back that ain't Bijan Robinson, but we're not going down that rabbit hole right now. Yeah, I'm kind of on board with you, Jew, as far as, like you said, a lot of the defensive linemen that we do have, like you said, the Calais Campbells, and like you said, Lorenzo Carter. Then you have to think about Ogundeji. Like I said, is he going to be one of those guys that's kind of on that borderline? Even though he's a great guy to have as far as setting the edge in the run, but are they looking for something? Something that may have a little more punch into it. Like you said, you still got Timothy Horn. Like I said, these guys are not guaranteed long term. And a lot of the great teams always focus on the trenches. They let the trenches build themselves. Like I said, whether they'll be at 8, they could trade back, or they trade up. Like I said, we don't damn know. What you got on that, Mike?
I mean, you guys pretty much stated everything. We always had this saying that we don't damn know. I actually don't know. Um, but I can kind of, I'll say this, and I've stated before. You heard Terrence Master say the same thing. I can really see Nolan Smith being drafted at 8. A lot of people, and it's not for reasons that I think like he has a superstar potential. I think he fits what this defense wants to do. We want versatile guys that can not only play on the outside, but he can play on the inside as a free blitzer. Because if you know anything about the Saints and how Ryan Nielsen likes to do things, he needs that linebacker. We've already stated, just like the Falcons are in need of a linebacker position, because we haven't re-signed Rashawn Evans. And like I said, Nolan has that ability to play inside as well as a guy like Troy Anderson. You 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 can have Caden Ellis. He's had experience in the middle of the field, so a lot of people are neglecting the fact to look at Nolan Smith as a multi-purpose player. He's not here to be a defensive end. He's not here to be a defensive tackle. He's here to be a multi-purpose player. So if we end up taking him, that's the reason why they'll take him right there. So right now, outside of Jalen Carter, I can see Peter Skoronsky, who has that ability to play left tackle and left guard. So he's a wild card himself. But if I were to just take an educated guess right now, outside of Jalen Carter, who I doubt gets that low, if he ends up getting to 8, the Falcons would take him. But I can honestly see Nolan Smith being taken right there. And then it's like if the Falcons decide they want to trade back up, you got guys like Lucas Van Ness that could take that spot, trade up for him. And quite a few other players like Overshawn. He's another one of those guys you did a video on. I can see him being taken because he's another one of those all-purpose linebackers. He can blitz. He can play on the edge. He can play inside. So it's like Falcons are looking for players at this particular time to be multi-purpose players and not just look at. That's why I was saying, don't if you look at this draft as one player being a superstar, this is the wrong draft for you. Falcons are going to draft guys that's going to be one of those things where they need all-purpose players and they can fit in every single position. Just think of it like a CP of the defense. That's what the Falcons are looking for on the defense.
Then especially where this is going to be a hybrid type defense where it's like it's not really 4-3, it's not really 3-4, it's just
Mm-hmm.
wherever the hell is out there and get to the damn quarterback. That's what they're going to.
Exactly.
So it's going to be very interesting to see that. Like you said, you guys. And like you said, Nolan Smith's name really has been popping up here in the last week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because the beginning of 2023, nobody expected him to actually be thought of to be picked that high.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, it combine does wonders for people, for some folks.
Oh, let's clear this up too. The reason why people said Nolan Smith earlier is because of Nolan Smith. The Falcons hadn't added all these guys at that
Mm-hmm.
particular point, so it made no sense to draft Nolan Smith. But now you have these big guys, the David Onyemalas, the Calais Campbell. You added those pieces. It makes sense now to draft a Nolan Smith at that position.
Right. Juan said, or whatever you like defense.
Mm-hmm. You can have whatever you like.
But yeah, Dirty Bird for Life here said, "What about Will Anderson? That motherfucker ain't making it past 4.
He ain't making that, bro. Don't even get your hopes up.
I'd be shocked.
He'll be gone.
He gone.
He gone.
Houston Texans gonna snatch him up with the second pick. So yeah, you might well kiss that dream goodbye.
Yeah.
So I look, man. So like you said, by Nolan Smith being added into that conversation with that 8th pick, like you said, it just adds a whole nother layer as far as what the hell is we gonna do? Like we keep saying, what the hell is we gonna do? We like Mike and Drew last year pretty much guessed on Drake London.
Mm-hmm.
I was still stuck on Jordan Davis. And they ended up being right. This year,
I don't know. I'm not even going for it.
He can be anybody.
boy, we about as useless as menopause trying to figure out what the hell they got going on.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not even trying to pretend like I know what's going on. Right. Nope, I have no idea.
So ask y'all. So Drew, I ask you this question. There's been some inklings going around here that certain teams may be looking to trade up, possibly at their Falcons spot.
Oh, word.
And you said it earlier, it has to be a deal that blows you away. Am I correct?
Right. Yeah, it has to be a deal that's going, you get a bunch of picks, then I can see. We know how Terry get down.
Terry's working that cap like black folks run their own home, bro. Shoot, we penny pinching in here, but we trying to penny pinch the right way. And we got another $5 super chat from Jamal Green saying Nolan Smith will be like 4 as far as high IQ student of the game. 4.33 speed is a bonus. Yeah, I always say it like this, but them 40 times, I don't give 2 shits about them 40 times. It's all about what you put on the tape. I've seen motherfuckers run 4.27s out here, and that's all they had. I seen Burning ghosting back in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
Warrior said was the can't miss prospect because he had the highest bench press, the fastest 40, and the longest broad jump for a pass rusher. And that motherfucker lasted 3 years in the league with no goddamn sacks. We seen it with Jamal Anderson. So, like you said, it's a fine line between taking the chance and taking the obvious. But we also have to look at this situation. Okay, so what the hell is the wild card here? Who's the wild card?
The wild card? For this draft?
I'm talking about as far as for the Falcons pick. Like, who is a wild card as far as that first round pick?
I already said it. I said it. I got tired of this shit last night. But the wild card is obviously Bijan Robinson. I want to make that clear. I've already made that statement. See, everything my takes are always founded on what the Falcons say. The Falcons head coach Arthur Smith stated that he wants this team to be more explosive, his offense to be more explosive. So you cannot deny Robinson is still on the board for that very reason. I don't think it will happen, but you can't take that out because of what he stated. Now, the Falcons are always, if you just listen to what they're saying, they tell you everything that they're thinking. They tell you everything that they're going to move.
Right.
So that's the reason why I say Bijan, because Bijan has that ability now. At you have to you have to put a wide receiver as well as you have to put a wide receiver in there too. But I don't think
Right.
nobody gonna want to hear that. But at this point, they want to be more explosive on offense. So that's why I said that's the wild card for me is Bijan Robinson as far as his athleticism and explosion. They want to be more explosive. Now Tyler Algier is very explosive, but he's explosive in a different way. He's more explosive with he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's good with screens, but he is
A tone
powerful
setter.
guy.
He's
He's
a
a
tone
tone
setter.
setter.
Mm.
I probably confused the heck out of a lot of people. I hope that cleared up what I what I meant. Okay.
Now it makes sense what you said,
It
Mike.
makes
Like
sense.
I agree. Bijan Robinson is a guy that like nobody's expecting us to take, but he is the wild card. I'll say on the offensive side of the ball
Mm-hmm.
because you got to think, and he had a Derrick Henry, he had a guy that was pretty much the focal point of the offense, and we know that. To be honest, and I know I've been the one saying, well, we all been saying that we don't want a running back at 8, but you guys know how I feel about drafting a running back every year. You don't take one in the first round. I'm literally drafting a running back and keeping them in rotation every single year. I'm drafting one, no matter how many I have already on the roster, because I feel like running backs are the type in today's NFL. They really don't. They shouldn't or usually don't see that second contract with the same team unless you're just that great. The ones that do see that second contract usually gets injured, a
Mm-hmm.
la Todd Gurley, a la um, Devontae Freeman. The guys that
Mm-hmm.
we see that got those big second year deals, Christian
Mhm.
McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley. How many years have he been hurt? So I just feel like you can find running backs in this draft later on in the draft. But I agree with what Mike was saying about he's the wild card because nobody's expecting the Falcons to take him. And I really feel
Mm-hmm.
like he's a guy that's, like you said, is explosive. And the reason I wouldn't mind having him, and I kind of mentioned this on the what's the word, is that he's a guy that you can kind of use like a CP. Like you were just talking about Nolan Smith. He's another guy that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a Swiss Army knife where you can literally use him, put him in the slot. Who's covering Bijan Robinson out of the backfield? He's like an Alvin
Right.
Kamara. Like you're not covering him with one person. And
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, whoever's covering him, he's gonna break that first initial tackle, similar to Tyler Algier, or he's so elusive that that first person is not tackling him in the phone booth one on one. If he's one of those guys that's that athletic, strong, fast, quick, he can pretty much do everything. I just think that you can find explosive players later in the draft, but as a wild card, I definitely think he would be the wild card. And on the defensive side of the ball, to me, he's the wild card on the offense. On the defensive side of the ball, it would be Nolan Smith. Like we were just talking about him, he's the
Mm-hmm.
CP of the defense. But I think another thing with Nolan Smith is how you were just stating that the Falcons are kind of telling everybody what they're doing, but they're doing it kind of with smoke and mirrors. They did say that
Mm-hmm.
they're going to draft more Georgia players, Georgia-born players. That would be a Nolan Smith.
Right.
So that's the only reason why I'm like with the Lucas Van Ness thing. I'm like, I don't know because they did mention that they want more Georgia players. So he could be that guy that they go with because as Mike was talking about a few shows ago that y'all did about trying to sell Lucas Van Ness to the Atlanta fan base. You got to think about it. These guys are thinking more than just about wins on the football field. They're also thinking about marketing as well.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna be able to sell a lot of Nolan Smith jerseys. I don't know how many Lucas Van Ness
Yeah.
jerseys they're gonna be able to make. I'm just being real with you.
I can already see it right now.
Oh,
With the eighth overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons select Lucas Van Ness. Everybody be looking like, who?
who the hell is that?
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see too many 91 jerseys in the Falcons stadium. Yeah, I don't.
Right.
Mama be like, boo! When they gonna burn that stadium down, they do that shit.
Down, bro. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well,
It's gonna be interesting.
only thing, like I said, the only reason why I didn't throw Bijan's name in there is because I know what he brings. But if you're talking about as far as kind
I,
of being like that spark behind CP and that CP
I
role,
think, bro, I think it's gonna be the tech guy, bro. I really believe that's the guy meant for the Falcons. I
you know what?
really believe that. Yeah,
And I'll be sitting here looking like, what?
boy. Yeah,
First
I
round pick?
believe. Yeah, I would really. I wouldn't be sad. I would actually like that. If that were to happen, man, like I said, I believe he fits perfectly for what the Falcons need. They need another CP type of running back to go because we don't know if, well, more than likely, Caleb Huntley's not going to be the same. I like honestly, his career may be over. I hope not, but like two Achilles tears, like that's ugh, yeah, that's something. And then
Well,
you bring in Man, you bring him in. I like you talking about explosive. I think that's exactly what the Falcons need. My bad, K Style.
I know you good, you
But
good.
I got real excited when you said got real excited when you said that.
hmm Yeah, I mean, like you said, yeah. Now that sounds kind of like a wild card, kind of like how Walker
Mm-hmm.
was the number one overall pick last year when nobody thought he was going to be the number one overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Keon White is one of those kind of like you said, one of those wild cards. Like, they might take a chance. Like you said, that's just barring if because Houston and Arizona is about to do something crazy here and gonna throw this whole draft off. I don't know why I have this.
I believe that too.
I don't know why. Because it's like the Texans are going to take a defender and the Arizona Cardinals going to take an offensive player. Man, Ghost Pepper, shut the hell up. He thought just put a number 7 jersey on Van Ness and this fan base will get over it.
Wow, really? Wow.
He said, "Forget y'all way cool. Y'all way cool."
Fuck, no way cool. Hell nah. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, could I feel the Houston Texans? They gonna take Will Anderson and what's gonna end up happening. And like I said, I could see the Arizona Cardinals taking Bijan Robinson.
That would be crazy, but I could see that happening.
I mean, they gonna have to sell that team one way, and what's the best way to sell it? By drafting the kid that's from that area. Like you said, you've seen
Yeah,
stranger
that'll
shit.
throw the whole draft upside down. That happened, boy.
What will it look like? What? And plus, they
Yeah.
need more weapons. Like I said, and you got that little midget up there playing quarterback. Um, you need they need a new representative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Kyler Murray and his Fozzie clan or whatever the hell Call of Duty goofballs that he be
Wow.
playing
Not
game with.
Fozzie clan.
Well,
Not Fozzie.
whatever the hell damn Call of Duty clan they is. It seemed like he's more concentrated on that than the NFL itself. So they're gonna need a representative. Um,
That's
so
tough.
yeah, like I said, Houston's still gonna get a quarterback, but they probably use that second round pick.
That would be safer for them, to be honest. You can't lose if you get a weapon on offense and then you turn around and get a guy,
Mm-hmm.
like that. Yeah, that's a no situation for them, in my opinion.
Because it's actually more cost efficient to get pass rushers than it is offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
But Game Bread Monk with the $2 super chat, he said, "I second Nolan Smith 8 pick."
Look, Nolan, you ain't been right about nothing, okay? So I'll chill about you. Nah, I just play. Nah, hey man, like I said, we don't know, bro. We have no clue. And like I said,
Right.
everybody looking at you gotta stop. I keep telling you guys, gotta stop looking at this draft as an individual. Well, you're not drafting guys as individual. You're drafting a guy that can come in and be a part of the team. That's why everybody's saying no to every single thing. That's why it's like even right now, he might not even get to Chicago. May not even get an opportunity to draft Peter Skoronski because Peter might be with the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because it'll fill that D line, that defensive line is filled out. We can fill that D line in the second and third, fourth rounds, and then we can fill that offensive line with Peter Skoronski and put him at left guard until he's ready to take over for Jake Matthews. So it's, bro, we just look what Coach always say. I'm just giving y'all something to think about.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. D. Coleman here said D'Amico Ryan may want his defensive cornerstone. Davis Mills ain't awful. They
I
may
forgot
get
about that.
a shot at a swing at Caleb next season. I mean,
Yeah, they going defense.
they going to. Mm-hmm.
Unless Bryce is not taken first, then I can see them taking Bryce Young. But if Bryce Young is not there, I think they go defense.
I don't think they. Be honest with you, I don't think they drafting a quarterback in the first 2 rounds.
I don't either.
Yeah,
I'm hearing some. Go ahead.
They coach defensive minded, so D'Amico Ryan's a defensive minded, but I don't know if he can pass up on Bryce Young. I don't think that's what they're shooting for. But if Carolina's dumb enough not to take him number one, to be honest, that's just me speaking. I don't think I would be able to pass on Bryce Young if he's there. As much as I keep saying his size, he's little and all of that, I think that he's like a Russell Wilson, Drew Brees more than like a Kyler Murray. So just looking at what he's done over his career, like in high school, college, the dude is a winner. So as much as I'm nervous about his size and him getting injured, like we know that Houston hasn't been the same since they lost to Deshaun Watson. So at some point they're gonna have to fill that position. And if it comes down to a Caleb Williams or a Bryce Young, just going off of their college, and they're just from what they've done before they got to the NFL, I would take Bryce Young. But if Bryce Young is not there, then I definitely think that they're going defense because I don't think they're going to settle for like a CJ Stroud because you can, like you said, Kate, even if you say don't win this year, you're going to be right back in the top 5 next year, pick it again.
Right.
So they could get a Will Anderson and be like, all right, we good. Or even whoever they think the cornerstone could be, or Jalen Carter. They could say we're going to take Jalen Carter, who arguably the best player in the draft, and then next season we come back and get a quarterback. So they're in a good position right now because they rebuild it. So,
well, based off of NFLDraftBuzz.com, they actually have the rankings for the quarterback class next year. Oh my God. Y'all ready to hear these names?
Hey, stop. You don't stop theatrics and just please say it. I hate when you take 15 minutes. That should be making me so nervous.
Please, motherfucker. You do it all the time. So goddamn you can take your own mess.
See, I know K-Star gotta he gotta answer for everything.
So outside of Caleb Williams and Drake May, NFLDraftBuzz.com 3 through 10 goals is this. Shador Sanders, Jaden Daniels, Lynn Ewers, Michael Pratt, Spencer Rattler, Cameron Ward, Kyle McCord, and Sam Howard.
Man, I read that. Can I start? Shit, can I enter the NFL draft? Shit. The hell?
We good with Ritter.
Nah.
Right. But y'all want to go ahead? Y'all want to go ahead and open it up? Let some folks get on and.
Yeah,
Jaden Daniels. I don't know because Jaden Daniels got held up like a trophy by Jalen Carter. So, yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and do this the right way. Let's see if we can do this the right way.
There's something to talk about. I don't know where that came from.
All right. Oh. We got the second half of the show coming up. This is the appreciation show. So we're going to let y'all hit that link. Tell us how you feel. And where do you think they going?
Please don't stress me out, y'all. I ain't got time for it.
I'm talking about Caleb Williams in the chat. Yeah, I like Caleb Williams as well. I just said I would take Bryce Young over him, but Caleb Williams, I think he's gonna be a good player in the NFL as well. But
somebody Caleb Williams scares me though.
He just flashy. What scares you? He put fingernail polish on. That's what scares you.
It ain't that.
Whoa,
trust me.
Whoa, really?
Something like that, but it ain't that. It's just that every time I see him dropping back, he looking like Kyler Murray out there, and it scares me.
It's the
that motherfucker will run in circles like a cartoon character. He ain't as bad as Kyler Murray, but there's some tendencies
that
there
still make it nervous.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. We got a couple coming on down with us with the heavy hitters. Let's see. We're going to let it come on down. Home team.
Home team. What's happening, y'all?
What's going on? William, what's going on with you, man?
What's going on, fellas?
No much, man. How are y'all doing? And how y'all feeling about the Falcons leading up to the draft right now?
I'm doing great, and I'm feeling great about the Falcons.
I feel
about
like
you, William, man.
I feel good, man. I think we're going defense on offensive tackle in the draft.
Okay. And what is your preference as far as either one of those two positions? You have a preference, or it's like whatever?
Shit. Well. No. We gotta ask you that. Answer that question again. Let that shit with a little bit more steam and fire. You sound like you depressed or something.
I'm depressed. I know I'm in the bathroom. I ain't depressed. I'm like, I'm talking to y'all.
All right. I'll give you a break. I'll give you a break on that.
Well, let me be laid back because you be on that fire.
But no, though, man, I think we're gonna have to address part. Like you said, we probably still got to address on our pass rush because we got the last Campbell and Almana. But I feel like I feel like we should go deep as pass rush because last season, Arthur Smith already stated what he wanted to do in the offseason and add pass rush. So that gives you a hint right there. You know what Arthur Smith going. So if we don't get pass rush, I don't mind going off the second because we studied a center can do dominant, have snap counts issues, and I see how Desmond Ritter and Chris Mitchell, they hungry. They trying to win now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, do you prefer Nolan Smith or do you prefer Tyree Wilson? Jalen Carter, or like you said, it doesn't matter?
Man, I feel like we should get Nolan Smith, even though he not like built like that. But I feel like if he get with us, with our team, or we trying to do Ryan Nelson, and him add a little muscle weight, I think he fit with our team because he run a 4-3, and we won't get to the pass rushers. We won't get to the quarterback, so we don't want defense going to field covering down all day. So we have to. I feel like the Nolan Smith or Tyreek Wilson, everything between them two.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, man. Like I said, one of the major deficiencies we've seen in this defense this past year. Like I said, they played a lot better than what they stats showed, but there's still some glaring holes in there as far as 31st and third down conversion, and second to last in sacks, and bottom 5 in pressure, and bottom 5 against the run. So it's like you got a whole bunch of.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, Calais Campbell, like you said, Ogundeji, Zoe, Michael Walker, Timothy Horn. Like I said, you got a lot of guys on these 1-year deals. So it's like, and then, like I said, Eddie Goldman's still another one of those that's on a 1-year deal too. So you have to play that into consideration as well. So I kind of agree with you on that, man. Home team. Black, he done muted himself. I guess he cut somebody out back there.
Home team don't went home.
But yeah, man. I'm trying to put this question together because, like I said, as you know, I ain't got nothing written down. I ain't got nothing written over here, so I'm trying to put this question together. Ouch. Okay, so Josh here says, if y'all want to comment on this, he said, whoever we take at DN seems like he's going to be a rotational player with depth on the D line. Is that worth a first?
Yep. So I always go with it. I'm gonna keep saying it, Kay. Would you guys have taken Trey Hendrickson in the first round if they redid his draft just based upon what he's done in his career? Would he have been a first round pick? Ask New Orleans Saints. They decided to keep Marcus Davenport over paying Trey Hendrickson, and that was a huge mistake. But they had no choice because they drafted Marcus Davenport in the first round. They didn't have the money, the cap space to keep him. So I keep saying that, and that's what goes back to kind of what Mike was stating about. It's not necessarily about the player as an individual, but how does he fit in your scheme and how you're going to actually use him in your scheme. And that's why I keep bringing up the Lucas Van Ness, the guys like that I can see fitting in the scheme, because I kind of look at the defense that he had over there in New Orleans. And that's why I also can see like a Nolan Smith. Because you think about the Saints, what does the Saints do with their linebackers mainly? Blitz, downhill. That's what they do with their linebackers. Demario Davis is not a coverage linebacker. Pete Warner is not a coverage linebacker. If you look at their history, Caden Ellis that we brought in, he's not necessarily a coverage guy. He's more of a guy you move all around, play on the edge, blitz in certain instances. And that's what I think is going to happen with this Falcons. Like, we have to start looking at this Falcons defense similar to what the Saints are doing or did over in New Orleans. So we're building a similar defense, and that's why we're seeing the outside linebackers, which really the outside linebackers in New Orleans are kind of like their edge rushers occasionally, like in their sub packages. So that's kind of how we got to start looking at our guys, which actually I think is going to work well because, again, I keep talking about Michael Walker. We all dislike Michael Walker the way he played last year. Well, in this scheme, he's going to be asked to attack. He's going to be asked to attack the line of scrimmage. It's not going to be a whole lot of trying to figure out who he should be covering, a lot of, worrying about coverage. It's going to be mainly attacking the line of scrimmage. So I think we got to start looking at and thinking about this defense in a different way.
Is he going to all of a sudden have a set of cojones Because I get, K-Styles been saying that for a long time about Michael Walker. He need to be attacking. And it's the truth. But you got to have some cojones at linebacker, man. I ain't got it all upstairs. I'm thrown off. Anybody tell you
I
that.
already know where you're going with this. One.
I throw myself into anything if it mean I'm gonna blow it up in the process. So you got to be willing. You got to want to get that contact. You got to want to give the contact as well as you got to want to get some contact. And I think that's the difference with defensive players, especially up in that front seven. That's the difference between the ones that go on to have very good careers and the ones that kind of just wither in the fold. And listen, I used to like Walker, number 3. I used to like him until he showed me he was softer than Shaman Tisha. So it can that change? I don't know, man. Sometimes you just got to have a dog in you. You can't develop a dog. But I'm tell you, a dog, I know what a dog is. He play up there in Iowa.
I knew it. I was waiting for it.
He play up there in Iowa. Now, do I think the Falcons are going to do what it takes to be able to get Jack Campbell? I'm not sure. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know if they're going to, because it's going to take some moves to be made outside of that 8th pick with some more teams. And like I said, maybe there's a backdoor deal with the Lions somewhere they got, going on. And now you got word from Steelers camp that they might be looking to move up, but if they move up, they gonna move way up. They gonna move up in that top 3 because I think I know who they want. But they got to make some magic happen to be able to do that. So it just determined I know some people be trying to say, "Oh, y'all just playing to say saying y'all don't know, man." But it's the damn truth, okay? They ain't giving us nothing. They telling us they ain't giving us nothing. They telling us what they gonna do. They telling us what they want. They telling us what they want to look like. They telling us how they gonna move as far as like scheme go. But as far as like where they gonna go personnel wise, we haven't the slightest damn idea. Did anybody see Keith Smith getting another contract?
I damn sure didn't. I like Keith Smith. I was surprised by that.
And Cordell Hart, I know he's a good special teams dude, but I ain't see Hodge getting resigned.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows, bro?
So essentially what we're saying here and what I'm getting from y'all is, even though a lot of these guys got these 1-year deals, whoever you decide to draft, it's essentially going to basically be the same thing that we've seen from this regime. Putting rookies in positions where they don't have to go out there and be put in immediate pressure situations. So you draft them for the long haul. So, like you said, even if the guy's got to be a rotational piece the first year, hey, it pays off.
Is everybody gonna be a rotational piece?
Let me ask y'all that. And I'm glad I got all 3 of y'all up here. Let me ask you: do you think that's I think that's the best way to draft anyway, for any situation. Mm-hmm. Do y'all think the same, or are there situations where you look at a draft pick and be like, no, we need a guy to come in and be the guy from the jump? Or because I don't think that's the case. I think that's how you draft in the first place, for a guy to be a rotational piece. And if he develop into being the guy, then it is what it is. What y'all think?
So to answer your question, Blackberry, it depends on the situation. Like I think the year that we drafted Kyle Pitts and like Drake London, it was kind of like the cupboard was bare. So they knew that those guys, like I think they knew like Drake London, you're gonna start from day one. Kyle Pitts, like we're gonna need you to come in, hit the ground running. But when it comes to like these defensive linemen, certain positions I feel like you can't really rely on. And I think that's been the biggest mistake that the Falcons have made especially when it comes to like edge rushers, defensive linemen. We got spoiled with Johnny Abraham. He came in and was like everything to the team. And I think it kind of messed up the perception for a lot of the Falcons fans and for our organization where if you look at the guys that we brought in, like we paid somewhat big money to the Dante Fowlers, we tried to kind of just go in and expect one guy. We need you to come in and get 10 sacks or get, 15 sacks a season. When I've always kind of stated, and we've said this on the channel, is you have to have a gang of guys that can get you between 5 and 6, 7, anywhere from 5 to 6 to 10 sacks a season. I think you always are going to be in trouble on the defensive line if you expect one player to be able to pretty much lead your team in sacks. And if you look around the league, the teams that, are the teams that lead the league in sacks, like if you look at the Eagles last year, they got 6, 7 guys that can come off the edge, and if they're going to win their one-on-one matchups. And I feel like that's kind of been the Falcons' problem. And that's something that you always talk about, Blackberry, is like winning your one-on-ones. We haven't consistently had guys that can win one-on-one. So I just think it depends on the position. Like if you draft a running back like a Bijan Robinson, you're looking for him to come in day one. I don't know if it's fair, but I think if you draft a guy like a Bijan Robinson or certain positions, I think that they can kind of hit the ground running. But if you're looking at like offensive line, to me, certain positions take longer to develop, even though you have those guys that are kind of like unicorns, where it's like you look at the guy from Dallas last year, the offensive lineman that they drafted, and I kind of thought they reached, but he actually turned out to be a good player, Tyler Smith. He was playing tackle for them because Tyron Smith got hurt, and he kind of came in was like balling out. He was like a Pro Bowler. To me, those type of situations rarely happen. Like how many offensive linemen can you name that the first year they were like offensive tackle and they come in and they dominate, the game? That's few far in between. But running backs, like Chris McCaffrey came in the league, hit the ground running. Guys like AP came in and hit the ground running. But I think at certain positions, like to me, defensive line, you rarely see a defensive lineman as a rookie be dominant. Like you look at Jordan Davis, he wasn't even dominant last year. He could end up getting injured, but it's rare to see that. So I think it depends on the position. That's my long answer for it, is depends on what the position is. But like quarterback, positions like that, offensive line, those are positions that I expect that guys got to kind of develop into it, unless you just see it on film. Like when I watch Kyle Pitts on film, it's like, yeah, he is a stud. Like you can see he was a beast. You knew he was going to be a monster. But unless you're that generational like freak athlete, like a Julio Jones or something like that, those type of things you can see on tape, like, yeah, this dude is going to be unstoppable. But other than that, I think certain positions, it's kind of like, it just depends. Like defensive line, don't expect a defensive lineman the first year to get you 10 sacks. If you're doing that, you're being unreasonable. Personally, that's how I feel about it.
And I kind of also think, and like I said, we got the StreamYard link open, man. Like I said, anybody is more than welcome to come on and speak with us and give us your takes on what you think. But kind of getting back to what Blackberry was asking, I think it just depends on where you at as far as your franchise. I mean, like you said, if you're trying to establish your franchise, you're going to be wanting to look for guys to hit the ground running right away. But if you've already established what your team and what your regime is going to be about, you don't necessarily have to. You necessarily don't have to look for guys to hit the ground running, and you can ease them into it because you got guys that's before him that can hold down the mantle until he's ready. And that's how you build a culture for your team for long-term success. That was about the shortest, simplest way I could say it, right?
I ain't got written.
Makes
Hey, y'all
sense.
don't see it at
Makes
all.
sense.
Yeah, Mike, I know I was rambling. I tried to cut it short. But,
Nah,
you know,
hey,
you
I
good.
love when I don't have to talk. Shit. It make it easier for me. Shit.
K-Styles, maybe they waiting on me to say it. Everybody that be having questions and putting questions in our comment section on our videos, y'all come over here, hit the link, join us. If you want to come on here and ask us a question, this is fan appreciation. We want you guys to come up here and give your takes. We're not gonna cuss you out. We're not gonna fuss you out. So if you say I want to take CJ Stroud with the first pick, we're not gonna kill you for it. We just gonna ask you why you want to do that.
That's all. That's all. Now, when you start now, once you start talking about folks settling for mediocrity because they ain't agreeing with you, see, now you fit to bring the wolves out. But Falcons fan, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up with y'all?
Hey, not much, man. How you doing?
What's up? What's going
Doing good. So I can't think of in the past few years where we literally at a point where as Falcons fans we can just sit there and say we okay with whatever choice they get. To me personally, I'm at a point where with the moves we've been making this off season, I'm at the point where it's like whatever direction they go with, I'm fine with. Now I keep hearing about Bijan, but at 8, it's too risky for me because the way I see it, it's unrealistic anymore to take a running back in the top 10. That's just me personally. That's just me. But as far as the draft goes, a dream scenario will obviously be Will Anderson. But in a real scenario, I'd rather us because look out for Arizona go fuck some shit up, and Indianapolis gonna fuck some shit up. Those are my two teams that I'm watching for, and I feel like Arizona is gonna be the draft really starts at number 3. We all know Bryce.
All right. Gotta cut off on now. Good.
If it's not Tyree Wilson or Jalen Carter still left on the board, we trade back and go offensive line.
How far back are you thinking?
If it's for Paris Johnson, I say 4 picks. So 12.
12, 13. Man, that's logical right there.
But I don't know. It's just like the way they've been moving this offseason, I'm at a point where it's like whatever direction they want to go, I'll be fine. Except that quarterback from Florida, that I don't know what's his name from Kentucky. Whatever the fuck his name is,
That's exactly what his name is. Whatever the fuck his name is.
Whatever the fuck, Levi.
It's just like all these randoms I just don't be knowing about. They come out of nowhere. I don't trust. If we was to trade up, I'll be fine with Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. If they wanted to trade up to go for those two, for either of those two, I'm fine with. And I'll be perfectly okay.
Who got the 12th pick right now?
Pick is the. Hold on, let me see. Because I know the Titans got the 11th pick. I know that one.
Oh, and the Titans too. And the Titans too. I feel like they gonna trade up.
Oh, the Texans got the 12th pick as well. Oh, yeah, they about to fuck this whole draft up, bro. I just thought about it. These motherfuckers got 2 picks in the top 13. Yeah, they about to fuck this whole draft up. Lord have mercy.
Falcons could very well trade with they very well could trade with them. The Titans or the Texans. Texans might be like, hey, we really trying to get some shit going around here in Houston.
Right.
So we want us another
I
top
want
10
to come to
pick.
that boring ass stadium.
Hey, the stadium might be boring, but the city ain't. Okay.
The city.
Trust is lit out there. It's lit out there. But no, I'm telling you, those are the two teams. Arizona, they just everybody wants out. D-Hop gone. Buda Baker, he just asked for a trade, so they just all in flux right now. And the Texans, I can't say much about them. They always been this shit. So
say that name again one more time. What's the name? That safety in Arizona?
Buddha lover.
K-Style got me. I just like that name. That's all. I just like the name.
That's how he pronounce his name?
Is that his government name or his football name?
I don't know. Hold on, let me look.
Let's look that up, Joe.
I know he got humiliated at birth.
Right, AKB. I hope not.
His real name is Bashard.
Bashard, yeah.
That's even worse.
Bashard.
Call me Buddha.
I go with Buddha.
No, in 2018, that's who I wanted the Falcons to get, was Buddha Baker.
Yeah.
But
who do we take then?
That was Calvin Ridley.
Oh shit.
No. Never mind. No, that was 2000. No, Buddha Baker came in 2017. That was the Tat McKinley draft. Never mind.
I thought so. I thought it was Tat. God.
Where that fat T-Pain looking like, nigga?
Man.
Missed on Buddha Baker, and we missed on TJ Watt.
Lord Jesus. And Marshall
and possible Dalvin Cook as well. Yeah, which he's might be possibly getting cut here soon himself.
Yeah, hey, now what in the fuck? Now, I'm sorry, Jew. What in the hell? I'm sorry, Jew. Are they seriously thinking about cutting that guy?
Bruh, like you said,
they don't want. Yeah, they don't want. Like, people do not like Kyler there. Kyler is public enemy number one. And the organization that made it clear that they financially are stuck with him. That's their guy. They don't want it to be like that, but since they paid him, they have to stick with him.
You talking about Kyler Murray?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't fuck with him like that.
Yeah, the organization.
When you got three different teammates coming out and saying that it's because of your maturity, then obviously it's something going on. So, and they not holding him accountable for it. And it's not producing on the field.
They told that boy he had to write essays for film.
Right.
That's what they told that boy. They told that boy we need an essay for every film session.
You got to sit in the film room for 2 hours to learn to watch film. What kind of shit is that? It's basically like you studying for the midterms.
And the messed up part about it is they pay you to go watch film.
Right, yeah. You get paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
What, he just want to play Nintendo all day or something? The hell wrong with that boy?
It's them fans playing boys. He is the gamer.
But isn't that the way he play anyway? Like he's playing PlayStation?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, yeah, that's exactly how he's looking like. But yeah, like you said about Dalvin Cook, yeah, like you said, it's potential now that they're looking like the Minnesota Vikings may cut ties with Dalvin Cook. It's a possibility.
Wait, they gonna
hold on, Black Bear. Excuse me. I gotta ask you this question since he just brought that up. What is your philosophy, you with running backs again?
They won't make it to their second contract. My job is to replace you at all costs. Today's NFL, you're
Dang.
not seeing that second contract if you're a running back. I'm sorry, unless your name is Adrian Peterson, like we literally are seeing King Henry fall to pieces. Last year the injury started. That's when you get that second year deal, it's like a curse, man, for these running backs. And I hate to say it because I actually, like the running back position. But if I was a GM in today's NFL, the way that the game is spread out now, as far as throwing the ball and the rules of the game, you can find way too many talented running backs for you to be paying a running back big, top dollar. That's the reason why they don't want to pay Dalvin Cook, because he's been injured. So they're looking at, once you get all of those hits on your body, you only got so many hits before that expiration date. So if anything, like, people think that I'm being ruthless by saying draft a running back every year, but what we're not looking at is, say we do draft Bijan Robinson, you take some of those hits off of Tyler Algier, who's a guy that's running to contact. So that will help out Tyler Algier in the long run, because say the Falcons, once he gets to that fourth year or that fifth year option, I don't think he has the fifth year option. So when he gets to that fourth year, the end of his rookie deal, if you had a Bijan Robinson playing with him, similar to what we were doing with CP and Huntley, that's going to take some of the hits off of his body, meaning when it's time for him to get that second contract, he might not get it with the Falcons, but he'll get it somewhere else. Where most running backs, if you're the bell cow, you're so beat up by that point that nobody wants to pay you, a la Ezekiel Elliott. That man's still unsigned right now because everybody knows Dallas ran him into the ground. Good news is he got to the money early, and Zeke was smart. This is why public service announcement to Lamar Jackson, that's the reason you need an agent. He's going to get you that second contract where Zeke Elliott got that $90 million contract, so he protected himself.
Oh.
He got that generational wealth. So I'm telling you, like, running backs in today's NFL, if you look around the league, it's a reason why Saquon Barkley got that franchise tag. They're not trying to pay these guys. It started with Le'Veon Bell. The Steelers made an example.
Let me throw these numbers. Let me throw these numbers at
trade
people.
with Dalvin Cook. Damn.
Let me give you guys these numbers. All right, this is the great Jim Brown. He started his first.
He just come off a 1,000-yard season too.
He hold on. Let me say this real quick. Let me throw this out here real quick. These numbers with these running backs, because I think a lot of people don't understand like the shelf life of a running back. Jim Brown is probably, outside of Jim Brown and AP, these guys are they out of this world. So it's nothing like a Jim Brown. Jim Brown from his worst year was his rookie year at 942 yards. His best year was his last year in 65, and he rushed for 1,500 yards. O.J. Simpson is another guy. When you look at his career low was 460 yards. Career high is obviously 2,000. But most of these guys have played for about 8 to 9 years. That's the shelf life. Like from the prime, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 years. So you're going to get 5 prime years out of running back. And this is why Jew is so ruthless when it comes down to this. It's not even ruthless. It's just the truth. Running backs just don't last in the game. And it's the game has changed. It's like, if you don't have that running back, what good is your team? And like I said, it's changed, but that's just the truth. Running backs don't learn. And I didn't even get to Barry Sanders. We already know he retired early as well. Sweetness, he retired early. Sweetness, Mr. Walter Payton, he retired early. Running backs don't last that long. You're not going to see another Jim Brown. You're not going to see another AP. Those guys are just anomalies, bro.
Let's see. Hell, we saw it with the Colts last year with Jonathan Taylor. That motherfucker was the best running back in 2021 and came in next year and motherfucker played 2 games.
That whole damn team crumbled.
We see it every year.
But I'm gonna tell you, I'm finna I got something very interesting I'm just looking at right now. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so the top 10 rushers from last year, as we know, Josh Jacobs was number 1 in rushing last year. There's a possibility this may be his last year with the Raiders.
Yeah, he was scheduled to be a free agent.
Derrick Henry, possibly may be his last year with Tennessee.
That's why they're going after these quarterbacks. They already thinking about rebuilding that team and just like I wouldn't say rebuild, but restructuring that team. They gonna let the defense do their thing, but they looking for a quarterback now.
Damn, I feel bad for Malik Willis.
I mean, I don't.
It's crazy. Like you said, let's see, Nick Chubb. Okay, so Nick Chubb, like I said, he's been pretty consistent. So he just signed a deal a couple years ago, so he cool. Saquon Barkley's gonna be playing on the franchise tag. Miles Sanders is with the Carolina Panthers now. Dalvin Cook possibly maybe cut. Justin Fields, we like I said, the writing damn near on the wall for him. They gonna run his ass to the ground. Christian McCaffrey got traded midway through the season.
He's done. I'm sorry.
Okay, you got Travis Etienne second year. You got Aaron Jones who re-signed with the Redskins, not the Redskins, but the Packers for like
he got one more year. He got one more year
for like another $6-7 million. So
he got 1 year, then he done.
So if you look at the top 10 rushers just from last season alone, like I said, a lot of these guys is working on it, possibly maybe playing their last season with the team they own now.
Yeah, but a guy like Dalvin Cook, I think got a lot of wheels left on him, bro.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah, Austin Eckler trying to get out of goddamn LA because they won't pay him. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because the offense ain't about you. It's about Justin Herbert.
But this is why we said, this is why I will continue to say this. The media and the casual football fans is one of the major reasons why a lot of these other position players are not getting the money that they should get, because we put this one position so far above everybody else that it makes everybody else irrelevant value-wise. Prove me wrong. Devon, what's going on, man? Coach, what's good?
I'm mad at Devon too. I'm mad at this bastard. That bastard won't. He always in the chat. He won't come on and fucking talk.
Wow, man, that's how you feel, Mike, man.
Hell yeah, because I be wanting to talk. You want to type and shit. Come in and say, hey, my brother.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on, man?
I love you, bro. I love you, bro.
You know, I think Devon better get ready for that roast session we about to do in the NFL draft this year.
Oh God. Oh man.
What's going on, man?
That.
Huh?
Remember that?
Oh shit! I don't know whoever's the funniest looking motherfucker we see in the draft. We, like I said, you remember? I pulled the iron out on camera.
Oh,
I'm roasting niggas on they shoot.
but what's going on? What's going on, man? So how you feeling about this draft? How you feel about this draft coming up here in a week, man? How you feeling?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want to make sure I got y'all on my headphone. I don't know if y'all can hear me.
Oh no, we can hear you fine, man.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay. No, first of all, I just want to say I'm gonna give y'all flowers, man. Y'all been doing great work for the channel, man. Great work for us Falcons fans, man. Keeping us posted, keeping us, in lock and step with everything going on Falcons related, keeping up that positive content, giving it, just knocking out the park for us, man. So I just want to give y'all flowers. You, Mike, K Styles, home team, Blackberry, everybody. I appreciate y'all for what y'all guys do for me. You know what I'm saying? For us Falcons fans alike. That's all about positivity, positive content, and just want to see our team do well. So I appreciate y'all. Number one, draft. I know we have like a lot of conversation stuff like that. As far as like the show stuff is concerned with number 8, I'm actually I don't know. Like this is like the other guy said like previously. This is like I'm excited to see where we're going to go with this pick because I don't know. I have no idea. Like it's cause we've been doing so well in the free agency market. It's like we can go anywhere with this pick. Like for real, like anywhere, anything but a running back. That's just me. I don't think we need a running back. I think we're good at running back. And even if you do get a running back, you can get them in the later rounds. You can get them in the 4th round, 5th round. I mean, do we have a 5th round pick? I'm not sure. But you can get him in the later rounds. It's not like he's a necessity at that pick, at 1st round pick. I wouldn't do it, but I'm just excited to see where we go with this draft, man, because, I'm optimistic. I'm excited for the season. I'm excited for what the organization is going to do, what Fontenot is going to do, what Arthur Smith's going to do, and just I'm excited, man. I really don't know where we're going to go, and it's a good thing. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to have.
Well, I'm gonna put you a little bit on the hot seat. If you were the GM, who would you choose if you were the GM at 8? Who would you choose? It ain't no right or wrong answers. I just want to hear what the fans had is that y'all keep hearing us talk about the trenches. Y'all know I'm gonna keep saying the same old players because that's what I'm saying. But I'm gonna put you in the hot seat a little bit. I just want to know, like, if you were the GM, say you were in Terry Fontenot's position, where would you go? Or who's a player that you really like in this draft? Maybe it's somebody we haven't mentioned, or maybe it's one of these top guys. Who would you take out of the top guys in this draft personally? Like, who do you like?
Honestly, one thing is for sure, I'm not taking Bijan Robinson at 8. But if I had to choose one, I'm definitely going in the trench. I'm staying in the trenches because that's what on the defensive side, I would do, I'll say Tyree Wilson. I would do Tyree Wilson at edge for that pick because we really had problems with sacking the quarterback these past couple of years. Like we've been like near the bottoms in pressure and quarterback pressure rates, sacks. Like we really need to get pressure on the quarterback and get sacks and we've seen that they've been at the bottom for a few years now. So that's what I would like to see. If I'm Terry Fontenot, I'm staying on the trenches. I'm staying on the defensive side, and I'm going to invest on that side, like for that first pick, though.
Wow.
Tyree Wilson is Julius Peppers 2.0.
Well,
I'm trying to tell y'all.
Well, dang. Oh, wow. I didn't think about that. I just used to give us hell for so many years.
He did. And he had a big old
like this way, like the goddamn minute now. Hold on. I wish we had a little graphic where it's like, let's look at this flashback. Like sack.
Julius Pepper was a big
quarterback
dude.
hit, sack, quarterback hit, running back hit. Yeah, I'm good.
I like headache to deal with, man.
Michael Vick wanted no parts of that. I just say it now. And shout out to Game Bread Monk with the $5 super chat. Said channel I used to watch along with y'all is now saying the Falcons should trade for Trey Lance.
Hell
Nah,
no.
Oh my
What?
lord.
Hell no.
Ooh.
Oh my lord.
hold on. I need to go take a walk around the
Whoa,
room
whoa,
real
whoa,
quick.
Now listen. Now
Jesus.
listen.
I-
We got a pastor in the house tonight. Don't get me going. Okay?
Well, actually, you got two
staying
brothers in
away
Christ
from
in the
the
in the same room, so you know you ain't the only one, brother.
I'm just gonna close my mouth.
I'm gonna
Where
keep
the
my
hell
mouth
did that
closed
come
as
from?
well.
Where did that come from?
I actually seen the
Man,
What kind
same
of dumb
thing.
shit is
I
that?
don't know.
I saw something earlier today too about something similar to that, but
Right,
I
man.
Wow.
know my
but it
mom told me
but
that there'll be days like this, but come on
but
now,
y'all
hold on.
but y'all gotta realize it doesn't matter who.
Wait a goddamn minute now. Hold on. Okay.
Oh, okay, so
We got Derek
Woo.
Ritter. Okay. And we should trade for Trey Lance, who's played 10 games in college.
y'all got K Styles talking to himself.
Okay.
We about to have a roast session. Let's go. It's about to be a roast session tonight. Let's go.
Go use your science calculator so you make sure you get it right, K-Styles. Use your science calculator.
So
When you
we're
done
gonna
claiming
see.
them, I'm
So,
done.
so
I'm
we're
up
sitting
next.
here. So we're sitting here talking about trading for a quarterback who just got hurt. We don't
Been
know
hurt.
what the hell going on.
He's been hurt. He's been in the
To
league.
replace a guy that we don't know what the hell's going on, but ain't got hurt yet. You know what? Jew, you might need to say a prayer for these niggas, cause I guess.
Wow.
Come on, Coach Ford, get ugly in here.
But yeah, man. But them waffle headed ass niggas talking about that shit, boy. They need to get the fuck on with that, bro. I ain't trying to hear that. And shout out to Ephraim Jones with the 499. Said, I think we continue the trenches and go receive it first. Watch it happen.
Yeah, we done got all these damn defensive players before the draft even hit. They could go offense.
But just like Falcon fans said before, man, like you said, wherever they go, hey, they've already showed me they ready to goddamn get this shit done now. I'm cool. The only way you gonna fuck all this shit up is if you draft a kicker with the first round pick. Now, if you do that shit, now we gonna be looking at your ass like, wait a minute, what the hell is you doing here? If you motherfucker draft a quarterback, I'm looking like, okay, nigga, what the fuck you doing here?
Unless he can long snap that shit to himself and punt it.
I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on, let me go back. See, this is what we're talking about here. This is that.
My see. Let me take the God dang it.
Oh boy.
Who wanted to go first?
Let me just say this. Let me say this. Let me be clear when I say this.
Go take your pill first, Mike. Go take your pill.
All right, let me see it. All right.
Better make sure that's the actual good pills.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. All right, that's the Advil. I don't take crack, y'all. So,
shit, you're gonna have to take crack. Some shit
my thing is this is where the fans have the power, the people have the power. We got to start holding these people accountable for the nonsense that they saying. You gotta hold it up. You gotta hold them to it. Don't look. If we saying stuff or saying things that's out of the way, look, man, I'm not gonna tell you what to unsubscribe and subscribe to. But don't just let it just slide by. Don't let it slide by. Like, ask these questions. Why are you saying this? Don't just be saying, oh, because that's just my opinion. No. Ain't no opinion. That's stupidity. It's just freaking stupid. And y'all better be glad you was on here because I'm respecting my brother in Christ, okay? What Trey Lance? This dude out here, I gotta slap myself. This dude is up here looking at and he's taking pictures and he's taking pictures with strippers.
Man,
He got enough of that in Atlanta.
Need some Jello or some chocolate
It ain't
pudding.
even the fine strippers. It ain't even the big booty strippers. It ain't even. What are we doing?
Wait a minute, you telling me he looking at strippers with long backs?
With long backs. They ain't even the good strippers. And then she goes, and you want this guy in the and you want him, he can't even stay at a strip club in California, but you want him in the strip club capital? What are y'all smoking, man?
Pass the Dutchie.
Pass the Dutchie on the left hand side, motherfucker. Just pass the goddamn 9mm and just shoot me in the damn head.
Damn.
Like,
wow.
Like, see, like Mike said, the main question you have to ask is why. That's all you got answers.
Yeah, why? They just creating scenarios. You just creating scenario people can talk about. Why? Why am I gonna say? Look, we might as well just say, can we bring Tom Brady out of retirement and bring and sign him as an Atlanta Falcon? This is what people are doing. That's the equivalent to what people are doing. That's bringing Tom. Look, we're gonna go back in the time machine. We're gonna draft Peyton Manning. This is equivalent to what they say. It's nonsense, bro.
I feel like this is when Warren would come in and say because they don't like Ritter.
I'll say it for him. That motherfucker, Ritter does not fit the narrative in which they won't represent it at the position.
Mm-hmm.
You was the king. He created this statement on here on AFN. Man, Mike Sports, they heavy hitters. Make it make sense, man. Just make it make sense. That's all we ask. I'll listen to you, but you gotta make it make sense. Don't just be saying stuff just to be saying it, but make it make sense, man.
MJ Elwood. That's King Kong, boy. That's King Kong they done reinstated from the reserve list.
Right.
What are questions at, man? I know y'all got some questions in this mug, man.
Sith Lord Mark.
Sith Lord. What's good?
I made that comment earlier about Trey Lance, but what I was meaning by that is I don't want Trey Lance for the simple reason that y'all just stated. But I can't understand why these media outlets just keep disregarding Ritter. Like, we don't know what he's going to do. Period. So my thing is, what needs to happen in order for this young man to be able to go out and prove himself is beyond me.
Well,
I was just making the statement that these media outlets are disregarding him. They're overlooking him. And what I feel in my heart is he gonna make them eat them words.
Yeah. But you know what? It ain't even about him. It ain't even about him, bro. It's the Falcons and the fact that the authors and Terry don't give a fuck.
Okay.
That's what it is. Because the NFL want them to do something, the media want them to do something, but they ain't gonna do what they want them to do. They gonna do what they want to do with this team, and they can't stand it. So therefore,
and I can appreciate that.
Right.
I
So
can
therefore,
appreciate the fact that they standing on that shit.
right, because to them, either they don't know what they're doing down here in Atlanta, or how dare they do what they want to do down there in Atlanta. How dare they not do what we trying to tell them to do? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and see, and they keep jumping around from player to player. First it was Ritter, then they trying to push the narrative of Bijan Robinson and potentially pushing Tyler Algier out the door. Like in 7 games he came in and rushed for over 1,000 yards. We ain't even talking about the receiving yards that he added on top of that.
Yeah.
So all of the positions, I think that they're trying to push the narrative on. We need to do this and we need to do that on is, for the most part, for the fans that aren't looking at the games themselves. They're just going along with what the media is pushing and are not. I don't want to talk about my fellow Falcon fan base like this, but a lot of them don't. They don't allow themselves to watch the game and see it for themselves. They only go for what they hear the media saying.
If you don't mind me asking, sir, how old are you, sir? How old are you, sir?
42.
And how long have you been watching the Falcons?
98.
Since 98.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen this before? Have you ever seen a narrative trying to be changed and pushed so much to a team, not just the Falcons, but to any team, that it's to the point to where they go out their way to try to make the Falcons look stupid for not doing certain things in this all season? Because you're seeing it on all the networks, you're seeing it in all the columns, the articles, you're seeing it everywhere. Have you ever seen this before?
I ain't never seen this.
Yeah, we the same age, bro. I've never seen this before. I've never seen this before. It's crazy to see that.
I'm gonna be real honest with y'all, man. I think this is the first time I've ever heard the Falcons in the national limelight this since Michael.
It's because of Lamar.
Yeah.
Everybody want that Michael Vick experience again in Atlanta.
And the problem
when he first said when they first put that franchise tag on them, what the first word that came out of their mouth? Which team?
And the Falcons.
Yeah.
And what did they say? They said they wanted that Michael Vick experience again.
And I love Michael Vick. Look, we are fans of Michael Vick. Okay, I don't think there's a single Falcon fan in the world right now who wasn't cheering for him. Okay, that ain't the issue. But sometimes we gotta let the past be the past, man. Mike Vick, he's one of the greatest players to ever step foot on this franchise in the Georgia Dome, and that's never going to change. But at the same time, bro, it's time to move on, man.
Yeah.
But that's the issue I kept having though, because I keep seeing all these media analysts go off on the Falcons for not pursuing him and this and that we don't want to win because we don't want to go after him. This how I know you don't keep up with the Atlanta Falcons. You don't keep up with all the other teams. You telling me you give this man, we just got to cap him.
The media is running out of narratives, plain and simple.
They are.
And we are the whipping post.
Right.
And shout out to Mike Jones for the $5 super chat. He says, like, they're trying to will Ritter's failure into existence. I guess it's not possible that a third-round quarterback can succeed.
We ain't having that witchcraft. I'm gonna put some holy oil on that though.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you look at all of his interviews, even the interview he did with Torrey McElhaney and them today, do y'all know who his 4 roommates were that he has a close relationship with?
Drake London, Tyler Algier, John Fitzpatrick.
Right.
Hey,
And
let me say this real quick though. We capping it at two hours. So if you guys have not already, you want to get on the show and speak your piece, do so right now. So we got about 20 minutes left.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
But yeah, he said on the show that Drake London is pretty much like family, like to the point where his daughter calls him Uncle Drake. Them four guys alone are not going to allow him to fail. He said one thing that was key on that whole show. He said, Tori McElhaney said, I noticed that when the end of the day, when the guys, don't matter what position they play, what room, you would always go up to them and cheer them on and make them laugh. He said, yeah. He said, it's my purpose to go get to know everybody on my team. He said, so they'll trust me.
A leader.
Right. So you got to think, number one, and I've said this on Twitter, Ritter don't care nothing about nobody, not wanting to buy his jersey, not believing in him. He believes in him. Number two, he's making it a point to have a team that's going to believe him on the field and off the field. So all of this media outlet stuff, like I said, if we were to get a running back right now, they would switch the narrative. The Atlanta Falcons have literally bent the wheel of the media to say, hey, this is what we're doing. You ain't got no choice but to report it because we're not giving you nothing else.
And let me add on to that a little bit. You remember how when Matt Ryan was here, how he was deemed not as elite or so forth and so on, but the very same week that he went to Indianapolis before the meltdown, when he went to Indianapolis, they started trying to give him his flowers somewhat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was the second coming to the Colts. When they did that picture, when him and his family was outside the tarmac, outside the jet, they was reporting he was like the second coming for the Colts. And they was like, oh man, the Falcons did messed up, man. They didn't gave away their best asset.
You did. I don't buy into what the media is saying. I'm from LaGrange, so like the black and red. This ain't just no cliche. The black and red is my DNA. Period.
Yeah, say it again.
I see what's going on with my team I've been through the Joey Harrington era. I've seen bullshit left and right with this team, but at the end of the day, I stayed 10 toes down with them. Well, that's going to be to the day it's all over with.
Well, see, you got to understand something, and I said this before. If Ritter wasn't a threat, you wouldn't hear about him. You wouldn't compare. You wouldn't compare him. It would be, like I said, nobody's up here talking about Jameis Winston. Nobody. He got on the Saints, and he crumbled. That was it. He got hurt, done with. If you are not a threat, nobody talking about you. They see Ritter as a threat. And I've called him a dual threat quarterback, and I stand on that. He's a threat, period. Atlanta Falcons are a threat. We got the number 8 spot on a stranglehold.
And like the fellas were saying over the last couple of podcasts, we're in a position now that we can truly take the best player available. A lot of needs have been addressed. This defense is looking scary as fuck. Offense, I mean, we weren't really lacking. Well, I won't even say we weren't lacking the passing game. We was lacking a passer.
Yeah.
Mariota. Yeah. We all know Mariota wasn't no passer.
Right.
So
I'm getting depressed all over again.
I feel like Ritter is a better quarterback.
I done got in so many arguments with K Styles and LT and Sam over Marcus Mariota.
That man has caused some serious PTSD. I ain't never seen a quarterback.
Man, I'm screaming. throw that damn ball. Why are you holding on to the ball so long? Man, Mike, calm your behind down. Yeah.
I'm still stuck on the windmill pass when he tried to do a
Man.
suspended lead.
No, look,
you and me both.
No, all you got to do is look at Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts, that last throw he missed, Kyle Pitts looked at him and ran over to the side. And Kyle Pitts probably would have
he was just standing there like, bro, I know that dude didn't just throw over my head. I'm 7 feet tall. How you throw over me?
Right.
I can see it right now. He just hit his head like.
Hey, let me get my cuz on, man. Hey, McCarr, what's good, bud?
What's up? What's up?
What you got? What you got to say, man?
Hey, man, I wanted to talk about Ritter. For those
oh God. Okay.
For those who don't know who Ritter is, man, go back and watch the film when they played UGA that year in the what was it? The Chick-fil-A Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and watch that game. I don't understand how the media keep pushing the narrative on how we still ain't trade for Lamar or, why we ain't gonna draft a quarterback. It don't make sense. We don't know what Ritter can be. He won 2 games. He lost 2 games.
I see it. Each of the last 4 starts that he had at the end of the season, his progression, it didn't come in small chunks. Like, it was coming in big steps. Like that last game to me should be an indication of what he can do with a full offseason at the starter, at the QB1 spot.
The biggest promise I saw from Ritter.
And then he get Kyle Pitts back with him next year.
Yeah.
He won.
Sorry, go ahead.
He won against a Brady-led team without Kyle Pitts.
That part.
That's what I keep telling people.
When you look at the quarterbacks from last season, any quarterback that had over 100 snaps, Ritter was the 3rd highest quarterback in 3rd down conversion rates of any QB in the league last year, and that 4-game sample size.
Can you say that again, Vlad?
Last year, any quarterback in the league that had over 100 snaps, Ritter was the 3rd highest in 3rd down conversions of any quarterback in the league. So that tells me that Desmond Ritter has that clutch factor to him, which is invaluable when it comes to a quarterback.
In 4 games.
Mike, my bus on himself, boy.
Hey, look. That just made me just go and think about what Kyle Pitts said on the way back to the damn thing. He like, man, I know I just ran this post.
And I just want to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this one last thing, and I'm gonna be out on y'all. Okay, I see the respect already being given to him amongst the team. Lorenzo Carter was wearing number 9.
That's a good point.
So Ritter can get his college point.
Talk about that, boy. That speaks volumes. That speaks volumes when a veteran player is willing to part ways with his number.
Exactly.
So that the leader of his team can actually be the leader.
Hallelujah.
I mean, he did say that like you said, he gets his guys together without the coaches. Let's go throw the football. Let's go work on something.
If y'all wouldn't mind, I wanted to get back to a previous conversation real quick about the draft. I've been looking over a lot of the moves and stuff the Falcons have done, and if you've noticed, the one area they've been very lacking as far as making like any kind of like defining moves, like they did with Calais Campbell, like they did with Animata, is the left guard position, which leads me to believe, if I was to look at how the team structured right now, that a guy that can man that left guard position would be a high priority. So it wouldn't shock me if they took like a Paris Johnson or like a Peter Skoronski with that 8th pick. I'm leaning more towards Paris Johnson, just because of he has that length that if you wanted to next season in Jake Matthews' 33rd year or 33rd year 33 in the NFL, his age 33 season rather.
Damn, boy, you about to give him 33 years in the league. I know he got family lineage, but dang.
my brain was faster than my brain was faster than my mouth sometimes. But, if you look at how his contract is structured, the dead cap next year for Jake Matthews is only $7.9 million. It goes from $27.2 million to $7.9 million next year. So if you get a guy like Paris Johnson that can man the left guard position, that gives you flexibility. That if you wanted to like trade Matthews or have him as a cut next year, you'd only be $7.9 million dead cap, and that would save $11.6 million. And then the next year after that, it's only a $3.9 million dead cap. So I think that there's a good possibility that a tackle or a left guard that can convert the tackle could possibly be where they find themselves at and give them that flexibility. So it's just kind of where I'm at with it right now personally.
Oh, that's a good take right there.
That would secure your left tackle once again for the next 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
And then I go right back to what Kyle Pitts said after Mariota overthrew him on that post route. He's looking like, I know I just ran this post route. I mean, the play call for me to run thing at a 15-yard depth. And I know I'm 6'6", but even Jesus Christ, fucking myself here.
Look, my brother 6'7". My brother 6'7". It's really hard to thing over him. Okay, so I don't get it.
He said the previous game I ran a go route and he overthrew me by 15 yards. I mean, nigga, I know I'm fast. Nigga, I ain't that.
But dang.
That was a panic throw.
Some over there contemplating life and shit.
Hey man, let's get everybody.
He didn't even throw the damn ball.
Oh, hold on, you got one more in there, Mike. I'll let you do the honors.
It better not be who it is. Your ass getting the fuck.
Okay, Styles, don't you do it.
Don't do it.
It better not be.
We got Jew in here.
He got one thing to say. If it's stupid, your ass getting kicked out. Let him on. Let him on.
We got 8 minutes, so we keep going on this.
Yeah, we got 8 minutes. We got 8 minutes.
Jew, get your
8
holy
minutes
water.
and
Jew, get your holy water.
Get my holy water.
Chucky D, what's happening?
Get your holy water.
Hey, what's going on with y'all, man?
Hey, stop all the pleasantries. I don't want to hear that. Get to the point.
Yeah, we try to restrict a time limit. We ain't trying to be on here for 5 hours. What's going on, Chuck? How you doing?
Now he act like he can't talk. What the hell?
Come on with it, Chuck.
See, this see, Jesus Lord.
Mike medicine wearing off now. Come on, Chuck.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you now. What's going on?
Oh yeah, how y'all doing, man? Just a quick question for you. If y'all could y'all rank like the positional value of what y'all would want in the first round? Like, what would be the most, like 1 through 3, based on the team needs?
Based on team needs.
Like, what would you like to see happen in the first round, based on team needs?
I think personally, if Jalen Carter or Tyree Wilson's there, it makes it easy. Otherwise, I think it'll be tackle.
Oh, okay.
Personally,
and if I could give y'all my answer, it would be D-line first, then it would be O-line second, and then if that's not available, then you already know I would probably go B.
Bijan.
Man, get the wait. Did I just tell you to behave? I just told you to
I
behave.
know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I told you. You don't listen.
I'm behaving. Come on.
I be thinking he be doing this
he
shit.
was gonna come on with that nonsense. I knew it.
Dude, get the water. Mike over here can get the water.
I knew he was going. I knew you was up to something. I knew you was gonna do that.
They say you had to sneak that one in at the end, right?
This is my opinion.
He don't try to
I'm
slip.
giving y'all my opinion. So I was just giving y'all my opinion.
Doug, you don't shut off for the last 2 weeks.
Come on, G. I just want to hear y'all opinion, man. What's y'all top 3, man? I just want to hear y'all opinion.
Juju, please heal this brother in the name of Jesus. Please, please give us a sermon, G. Please, Lord have mercy.
You've kind of heard us so much. We're gonna let you let Jew get his take. I know you haven't really heard his like that.
So me and you gonna get into it. Me, and we gonna have to have a beer or something. We can't keep going like this.
All right, man.
Is it y'all gonna be at the friendly tap?
Go ahead, dude. Go ahead, dude.
Hey, Chuck pretty much said it, man. I'm thinking.
Do y'all ever go to the Oh my bad.
Hold on, Chuck. You trying to answer your damn question?
Yeah, my bad.
Let you get his point out right quick. Let's go.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Boy.
To the point, man. Like I said, you called it, man. Defensive line, offensive line, and then best player available. But the defensive line is so deep that you might as well say defensive line is 1A, 1B. So you ain't getting past defensive line. Like unless you trade back at 8, they're gonna go defensive line. That's how I feel about it. Unless they just want to do something that's like be a wild card. Like everybody keeps saying Bijan Robinson. We heard Mike said that is the wild card, but defensive line, I would say defensive line and then offensive line. But the trenches is most important. That's paramount. So based off of the moves we've seen so far, I mean, if they decided to go with the Bijan Robinson or a wild card, it wouldn't surprise me because of what we've done in free agency, and you still have 8 picks after the first pick. So I think we got 9 picks like that. So you still got. And another thing I think that we need to mention before the show is over is they may decide to trade some of these picks to trade back up. We seen them do it last year with AK. So yeah, we got 9 picks, but that doesn't mean we're gonna use all 9 of those picks. I believe in not necessarily having a bunch of picks. I believe in quality over quantity. So if you have a player like that you really like and they're still there early second round, and it's one of those edges or maybe it's a wide receiver or something like that, they possibly will trade back up and go after a DB. Because I keep telling you guys, Keely Ringo is a guy. If he don't go in the first round, he could be a corner that the Falcons decide to trade back up for, like in early in the second round. I think that's the sleeper pick that nobody's really talking about out of Georgia. And to me, he's the one of the corners that's kind of being forgotten about because everybody's focused on Christian Gonzalez. Everybody's focused on Devin Witherspoon.
And if you notice over the last 2 seasons too, not one time has Arthur Smith or Terry Fontenot picked in round 2 the pick that they were assigned before the draft. They've always traded up or they've always moved around basically. So I think I'm kind of with you too, that if a player like I'm looking at a guy like Branch, the safety from Alabama, because it's been reported they're looking for a safety too. Like if he drops to like the late first, like 29-30 or something like that, or even in the top of the second, I can see them probably jumping up and grabbing somebody like him, or like you said too, like a corner too. Like I said earlier, though, as far as the first round goes, I do believe that like Jalen Carter, I don't believe all the smoke. He's going to Seattle as far as I'm concerned. And then Tyree Wilson, I have a feeling he's probably going to be a Lion too. So I'd probably be leaning towards, like I said earlier, the offensive line. But yeah, I do believe they will be moving up or back, one of the two in round 2.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys think they could double dip at, on the D line in this draft? Like if they were able to get Tyree Wilson in the first round, do you think they could double dip for a guy?
I already said that.
Yeah,
like
I already said that.
It's definitely a possibility. Yeah,
they deep. The defensive line is deep in this draft, my guy. It's deep.
Right, it's real deep.
I mean, you could get a starter in round 2, like a really good one too. Round 2, round 3.
Yeah, because I'm finna try to pronounce this name now. Ade Tamawiwa Adebawore is definitely one of those.
That's
I don't know what you just said, but I just agree with you.
Yeah, his name is
Babatunde, goddamn it.
That's my top guy for round 2. I really like his game, and he's athletic as crazy athletic too. So
yeah, old Babatunde, yeah. But like you said, this all around, like really literally all the key major positions, whether you talk about defensive line, defensive tackle, linebacker, corner, wide receiver, running back. Like, this is one of the deepest drafts I think we've seen in a very long time, where you can essentially get quality starters even in the 5th round.
At a lot of positions. Yep.
That's another reason why I don't really mind the whole like Gonzalez in round 1, just because like corner is probably the deepest in this whole class. Like, there is some like crazy talent.
Right.
I tell you what, Vlad. Right now we look like homecoming queen. But if we trade, if that boy, if Tyree or Jalen not there, which I'm anticipating they're not, if we want to be Miss America, we'll trade back and we'll get Jack Campbell and we'll be Miss America, goddammit.
That boy. That boy said he want Luke Kuechly in that motherfucker, boy.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. This defense will be so ferocious, bro.
He ain't lying. He's legit. He's
legit.
Good.
I give him credit on that. But like I said, man, we're gonna go ahead and wind it down because we right there at the 2-hour threshold. But like I said, we're definitely gonna be continuing these conversations here because, like you said, we got a whole nother week before the draft, and everybody's gonna be sitting there with their hands on it, sitting on their hands, waiting on the damn pick. So, like I said, everybody want to get your final takes and final thoughts, final plugs, man. Whoever want to go ahead and kick it off, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, I just say, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Everybody that came on here and jumped in and asked their questions. Like I said, we all looking forward to the draft. I appreciate, of course, everybody here, part of the AFN crew. Look, the villains, as we call ourselves. I appreciate you guys joining the heavy hitters tonight. But I'm definitely looking forward to the draft. Like I said, I think everybody is kind of got that question mark on it. Everybody has their draft board or how we have it, listed. But this is one of those drafts where I don't know. It's so much talent. And based off of the moves we've made, it's going to be a very interesting draft. So I'm looking forward to it. But we appreciate you guys, man. We appreciate you guys supporting all of the channels, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button for each and every one of us up here. But with that being said, we do want to give y'all nights back. And y'all take it from me.
Hey, as we always say, man, like I said, definitely make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Jew Talk Sports. Blackberry Lorex home team. That's without the C.
No C, just the K. Ain't no fruits around here.
Ain't no fruit booties around here, so it's BLAK.
Y'all check that out right here on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. I done started streaming gaming. I rough it out with them Falcons. I do not give a damn. I will lose with the Falcons. I will win with the Falcons. I don't care. Y'all want to see the Falcons do some amazing stuff? Just watch me play with them on Madden until the season starts. But tune into the Rex Pit tomorrow night, 8:05 Eastern Standard Time, right here on AFN, on Atlanta Falcon Nation on YouTube, or on my channel, Blackberry Lorex, no C, just a K, on YouTube. Gonna have a special guest on there. a guy I played ball with. He got a fitness program that he offers. I think he has an online program as well, so you don't have to do it in person. He has it where you can go to his website, purchase his workout program, and it's gonna be real good, man. So y'all tune in tomorrow night. Of course, we're gonna have the family in the building, and y'all know what time it is. Catch us on the flip side, home team.
Definitely. And like you said, 6-man K Styles as well. And like I said, make sure y'all get GSN Mad Mike Sports the 1K. That'll be the next goal right there.
Oh yeah, please show Mikey and them boys some love. Mikey do his thing, man.
Definitely. So till next time, people, we ain't here to play. We here to stay.
Absolutely.
You ain't gotta go home.
But you gotta get the heck out of here.
Just don't go to your neighbor house. Nasty
baby, do you want some blueberry pie?
I don't know what you want me to do.
I need you to come clean under my bed for me.
I need you to go ahead and clean my gutters, baby. All right, y'all.